but now diverging. Necrophilia playing a bit of defense to start with here, which is intriguing. Liz trying to shut down Liz Fizz. Liz Fizz just leaning on the defense.
Usually the defense comes a little bit later in the games from the jammers, but defense leading to a lead.
Yep, so Liz Fizz is your lead. She is giving thumbs up to the bench. The opposition bench, I think that was.
It's thanks very much.
It's a single solitary point to each skater. I think that's only fair. So
Is that a
one
shanking?
each.
Just a real gentle shanking?
It's a gentleman's game, right?
No, apparently.
No, it's not. It is a ladies' game, and ladies like to fight.
Booty on the jammer line in the blue. She's playing for Northern Brisbane Rollers.
Yep. I think it's Rocket Ma'am. Indeed it is.
I wasn't paying enough attention.
That's right, Rocket Ma'am. Rocket Ma'am introducing one of the referees to the floor. Actually, no, that wasn't Rocket Ma'am. That was Unforgiving Bunny. She is unforgiving to everybody, it seems.
Booty, however, is the lead jammer for this jam.
Yep, so Northern Brisbane Rollers getting the work done early, earning their lead jammers for both jams so far.
Pack speeding up, giving Booty no opportunities. 2 points added only.
So NBR with the early lead. If you're joining us from Brisbane on the live stream, g'day. Hope the weather's nice up there.
You can write into us through the live stream.
Indeed you can. And if you're joining us from anywhere else around Australia or around the world, g'day. Welcome. Nice to have you along.
Hello. Hi. Hello.
They can't say anything back, Mel.
Oh. Dopamine jamming for the Brisbane City Rollers.
And that's up again, Glasgow Kiss. So both lots of jammers trying the inside-outside maneuver, and it's not paying off at all. Both sets of defense holding firm. Dopamine trying to catch a ride. I think that was with a Scare Bear. And it is the first lead jam of the game to BCR. Nice poise on the outside. One more to go, and she is through. Scoring pass, and it is Glasgow Kiss heading to the bench. So it is a power jam for BCR. This is exactly what they need. Nice movement. Dopamine on the outside. 2 outstretched butts avoided, and she is free. A 5-point pass being signaled by the jam referee. Here we go for another scoring pass. This time your counterpart, Melodrama, trying to get in on the action, but introduced to the outside of the track by Kim Bakazi.
Dopamine not wanting to push too hard there, just looking for the strategy rather than the brute strength.
Yeah, Glasgow Kiss, I think, is still on the initial pass, so she still has plenty of time up her sleeve. That is some really excellent stuff going on there. That is Scare Bear again with some really good blocking going on.
Glasgow Kiss looking very stationary just a minute ago. Managing to get some roll on, but drawing a penalty.
Indeed. So that is the second penalty against Glasgow Kiss for that jam, and at the end of the jam as well. So that's going to give quite the power start to BCR for the next one.
Track cuts, of course, the natural enemy of most jammers.
15 points to BCR. So that sees them kick off to a 16-3 lead. We are NBR. You are definitely NBR. Thanks for the shout out there on the live feed. Necrophilia in on the start for BCR, quickly goes through and gets lead. A bit of a having to use the shoulders a bit on that one. So Northern Brisbane Rollers realising now this ain't no party, this ain't no disco.
Something.
We're not fooling around.
Oh, yes.
Alrighty.
I'm sorry, you just stopped making sense.
Well, we are a couple of talking heads, let's face it.
That's exactly.
Alrighty. Glasgow Kiss back on the track, so it's now the end of the jam. Rocket Mam and Liz Fizz. So we're going back to a nice sort of solid jam rotation. So it looks like...
Liz Fizz back on the jammer line.
Yep. So referees currently repairing the track. We've got an official's timeout being signalled. So making sure that everything is safe before we get on with the next jam. Must have been a bit of a pile-up over there. There's quite a lot of repair work going on. That looks beautiful and smooth. Appalling with the tape in hand. Certainly no stranger to track repair work either. So the experienced refs with a keen eye for safety, and we are ready to rock and roll for the start of the next jam. Oh, wow, that was an apex jam along the sideline.
Impressive to watch. Liz Fizz still unable to bust out. Only does so now.
Rocket Mam living up to her name. She is absolutely launching herself around the track at the moment. She is just absolutely going hell crazy here.
There is a fair bit of pace here, starting in this. It's a semi-final, I believe.
It's a quarterfinal.
Quarterfinal.
Yep. So semi-finals coming up later. So yes, this being the second round of quarterfinals. Div 3 just finished. Div 2 on at the moment. Coming up next, we will have a Division 1 semi-final on this track, as well as track 2. Div 3 semi-finals on track 3 and 4. And then we also have Division 2 coming up later on this track. Who those teams are, we do not know. Haha.
We will find out soon.
Now, Necrophilia getting the big recycle on her jammer opponent.
My goodness, she's going to get swallowed up by the pack.
Yeah, Blitzkrieg Bomb just not bothering.
She needs to fall in behind Necrophilia.
And that was actually good play by Northern Brisbane Rollers, just forcing the pack forward. So Necrophilia was just like, all right, we'll have to engage. And off we go.
Nick finding the back of those blockers, though.
Thunderpuss coming through to clean house. Nice one. Necrophilia at the back of the pack, getting slightly collected by Thunderpuss on the way through on her recycle. Blitzkrieg Bomb forced back to the start. And it is a penalty now against Necrophilia. So Northern Brisbane Rollers lead jam. It's taken a long time to get to this stage. It was like a
minute 20.
Yeah.
But
Solid
power jam
defense.
it is. That suggests that there will be a power start, unless, of course, I don't want to jinx anybody, but we'll just see if it's going to be a power start.
I reckon there's plenty of time here, so Necrophilia probably should be able to return to the track.
Blitzkrieg brought to a halt.
Yeah, nice dig.
Those walls blocking out of bounds, being dealt to the...
That's Kimbo Kazi there.
Kazi.
Yep. So she does the universal... She does
I
the
didn't
universal...
do it.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Can't prove a thing other than it's been captured
Forever.
on YouTube.
As well as by 7 pairs of referee eyes bearing down upon you.
I saw it as well, but, you know.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Dopamine lining up, as is Glasgow Kiss. Score currently is 7 versus 25. So NBR on 7, Pump Blockers on 25. Nice defense here from NBR. Dopamine Force the outside, making sure that she doesn't get called for a penalty.
Dopamine able to draw the penalty on the blocker, though.
And a couple of blockers in their bench now, one for each team. Kimbakazi back on track. And NBR gets lead jam. Glasgow Kiss, a little bit of a smile on her face there.
She does look pleased with herself.
Well, it's certainly much nicer than getting 2 cut track penalties in your last jam.
Marilyn Monroe able to hold back the jammer.
Oh, nice pirouette. Glasgow Kiss getting the points. 5 points. And content to just keep skating around. Pack picking up steam, though. Look at that. They are flying around. Dopamine trying to track them down. And
that tactic worked, though.
Was there a sneaky point? Two sneaky points.
A pair of sneaks.
All right, so BCR now on 27 and NBR on 12. Getting a lot of NBR love on the YouTube feed. BCR, where are you? You watching? Send us a message. Referees decide they need a timeout. And it gives the... yep, so definitely being signaled by the jam timer there. It's definitely belonging to the officials, no one else.
It ain't mine.
Nope.
Thank you to Adelaide Showgrounds for providing us with this wonderful venue. It's quite spacious.
It's bigger than my bedroom.
That's for sure. Last time we went skating there, it was a disaster.
I know, right?
I did vow that we wouldn't do it again, and boy. This venue is big enough to hold 5 tracks, plus some warm-up bits, plus plenty of spaces for crowds to come and fill those stadiums. We
also have our nice marketplace over here as well. So a lot of merchandise, a lot of wares being sold, a lot of good stuff for skaters, but also for fans of skaters as well.
There's some pretty hilarious birthday cards there.
I'm going to have to check that out.
Oh, they're pretty good.
So our tournament head ref, Harm, also is in attendance on track 1 here. So that's good to see him around, just making sure everything's running smoothly. And we are set to go. Rocket Man and Booty. Oh boy, tiptoe up the inside line.
Booty charging up the inside, but sent to the penalty box for a track cut.
Yeah, just a little too far on the inside, that one. Rocket Man is your lead jammer. Hit to the outside and goes back to try
pointing at the spot where she got hit out.
Strung out seamstress doing the hit there.
A little bit of a step over, and that gets her through for a 5-point pass.
Nice.
Tegan urging on BCR. Thank you for joining us, Tegan.
Nice step through on the inside, keeping those toe stops tapping. It's 5 points for Rocket Man. Booty has rejoined the track, but is holding the jammer helmet cover in her hand.
Oh, a little bit of a step.
That was lovely.
The quick step for Booty.
I don't know how people do that. Really, like, that is just done on the toe stops. That sort of balance and control and strength in the ankles, it is extraordinary. There are some amazing athletes here, and you are watching it all being showcased live. It's astonishing. This is great fun.
And this, of course, is the Division 2 quarterfinal.
That's right. So whoever wins this will be playing later today, I reckon.
Yeah, and they're playing at this pace. It's going to take some legs on them to keep this up.
The carb loading must be formidable.
Oh, my God, and the pasta here is so great. I was here 2 years ago, and the pasta was not here. I had no hope for my future. But I've come here now. I've had the new pasta, and I feel good about the world.
That is good to know.
Yeah, well, carb
we're
loading.
saving souls one stomach at a time.
One ravioli at a time. They even have gnocchi.
Oh,
That counts for carb loading, doesn't it?
gnocchi counts for... That's double carb loading if you got pasta and potato in the one convenient package.
With a little bit of cheese sprinkled on the top.
It's triple carb loading. Done. Sorted. Just get some popcorn in there as well or something, you know.
Well, the place sells popcorn as well. I know. I'm in love, I've got to say. Did you know that for over 70 years, I nearly said over 40 years, but that still would have been accurate, wouldn't it?
Or you could say 40 plus 30.
For over 40 and then 30 more years, Rydell has been the innovative leader in the roller skating industry. Rydell skates, unmatched quality, unmatched performance.
Liz Fizz up against necrophilia, and it's Liz Fizz who gets the jump. She is your lead jammer.
Nothing but air there for Liz Fizz to just crawl through.
Just getting them shoulders low and attacking that wall. BCR, mobile, and able to
Necrophilia,
stop
though,
her.
sneaking on through.
That's pretty top work from Scare Bear in there. I'm loving watching her doing her thing. Also, Unforgiving Bunny.
Necrophilia finding no opposition there. 5 points added to her score. Successful jam for the Punks.
So NBR on 12 points. Pump Blockers on 47. And we have a timeout called by BCR.
Using the official review this time. So they want to save their... Oh, are
They actually have a query by the looks.
They have a query.
So the officials and the captain's heading over.
I feel I need to tell you about Rydell skates again properly.
Yeah, well, it was a bit quick.
I should. I don't want to...
You don't want to
I don't
shortchange
want
them.
people to not know that Rydell skates have been around for over 70 years, and that for that amount of time... Pardon me. That was me being so disgusted in my own commentary that I unplugged my own microphone. For over 70 years, Rydell has been the innovative leader in the roller skating industry. Rydell skates, unmatched quality, unmatched performance. See, it's possible to reset.
And they are, of course, proud sponsors of the Great Southern Slam for 2018. Very, very grateful for their support. 17 minutes and change left to go in the first half. If you're just joining us, it's an all-Brisbane affair. Northern Brisbane Rollers taking on the Brisbane City Rollers. NBR v BCR. And at the moment, it's the Punk Blockers who have got the edge. But as we know in this crazy sport, anything can happen. So it looks like the official review has been adjudicated. The head referee is sharing the result. And if we're lucky, we might find out what it was about and what the result was.
I really should have gone in there and had a look, huh?
That's okay. You're allowed to sit here and just enjoy. So
Power
Jam is being signaled here. So it looks like that was a successful official review.
It's the first one I've seen in this tournament from the games I've called.
No, I saw one in the last game I saw here, but
not a common event.
It does
though,
happen. No, but it is good to question if you think that there is a doubt or perhaps that something was done incorrectly, and occasionally it can work in your favour. So that means that BCR will keep their official review to use later on if required, and NBR's jammer is currently sitting in the penalty area. So that's Liz Fizz. Dopamine is the sole jammer on track as we get the next jam underway.
Yes, and looking the marching up the inside line paying off there. Dopamine lead jammer. Team Phoenix trying to wall up in front.
Oh, some nice clearing house go on. That is the monstrous Kimbakazi. Tall girl and using it to full advantage.
Peppermint Crunch sent to the penalty box. But a bit of a swap with Regulator. And they're ready to defend against Liz Fizz, but that jam called off.
Dopamine just leaning over a little bit. I don't know. There was a bit of a solid hit there. But she's sitting down a little gingerly. I think maybe it was just a whack to the jaw.
Just a whack.
Just a, you know, a
Just
friendly
a whack.
Just a whack to the jaw. Look, it's still attached to her head, okay?
That's nothing.
I mean, if come on, guys.
It's a flesh wound.
A mere flesh wound.
5 points from that jam.
Rocket Man on, as is
Glasgow Kiss.
Oh, you beauty.
Glasgow Kiss in the power jam situation as well as lead.
So Rocket Man setting down for 30. Let's see what NBR can do. Can they take advantage of this?
Glasgow Kiss getting some assistance from the blocker. She does a 5 point pass.
Right. I think there's some NBR fans in the crowd as well, just encouraging Glasgow Kiss to get it on, get some more points on the board.
Rocket Man standing in the penalty box.
Oh, nice backwards maneuver through. She picks up another 5 point pass. Rocket Man back on track. But I think that's still her initial pass. Indeed it was. So
Marilyn Monroe in the penalty box. And that jam called off before any points could be given away to the punk blockers.
very handy 12 points for NBR on 27. Drawing closer to the pump blockers, still on 52. Little old school tease here. Blitzkrieg Bomb and Necrophilia. I always say this and they always disappoint me. They tease the old school and then it's this, they're trying for that that blocker trap.
Well, the counter-directional block being one of the traps that's available there.
Oh, Necrophilia just almost getting ensnared in that cut track trap there, but able to avoid it, but is not lead.
And the punk blockers are through with their initial pass.
Kimbakazi called for a penalty towards the end of the jam, so a slight pack advantage to NBR. Nope, that is suddenly changing. Another blocker has handed the box, so now pack advantage going with BCR for the start of the next jam. Liz Fizz, and it's
Rocket Man.
oh.
Liz Fizz getting down low. Rocket Man being sneaking around the back of that pack.
Liz Fizz just launched herself at the back of that wall, but the wall was having none of that.
Rocket Man having to re-enter the track, catching a counter-directional block. And that gets him through as lead jammer.
Nice stuff here. Rocket Man picks up lead jam after all of that, but Liz Fizz able to ride the coattails is also through. Getting the speed skates on. With their sneaky points.
Yeah, 3 sneakies.
And no signal yet.
No signal of anything.
From the NBR jam timer just yet. What is going on?
I did not see any signal still.
And I still don't see a signal.
Must be 0.
Bit of a chat going on. The outside pack ref having a chat with the jam ref over there to our right. So wanting to make sure, did they get their hips past?
Gives us a chance to mention PhysioFit.
Absolutely.
PhysioFit are the official physio providers for the Adelaides and the Radalaides. So if you're in the Adelaide area, check out PhysioFit. They will surely rub you up the right way.
Meanwhile, 2 points being signalled. So that takes NBR to 33 and Pump Blockers on 55. If you like matching numbers in your scoreline, this one's for you. Boutique and Dopamine going head-to-head this time, and Dopamine quick out of the blocks. She is through. Riding that inside line beautifully.
Yeah, Booty taken out on the outside line.
Yeah, I
Drawn
don't
back
think it
to
was
where
a
the jammer
milkshake.
line is. Booty getting a lift from her blocker. Star is off. Stashed off to number 44.
Yes.
That is Squeals.
So Star Pass now being affected, but Dopamine, meanwhile, cruising around, off to pick up some more points. Any sneaky points? One sneaky point. It's all to play for here. When it goes through to the semis, after this there ain't no more for the team that does not get through to the semi-finals.
Certainly worth throwing it down.
63 for the pump blockers. NBR on 34. We are 11 minutes left to go in this first half.
Necrophilia stuck behind a fairly determined wall of blue. Getting a bit of an interference from Scare Bear.
Yep.
Necrophilia still unable to get through. The star is off. The pivot is out of bounds though.
Yeah, just seeing if that can fool the NBR defense. The answer to that quickly is no.
No.
Marilyn Monroe having none of it.
No. Scare Bear now engaged in blocking up the front. So she won't be able to take the star anywho.
Unless she gets some really long arms really quickly.
Trying to do for the booty block there. But Glasgow Kiss is through and is the lead jammer.
Actually, she's picked up
Ooh,
5
5
points
points
for the trouble, so well done. Bit of a messy old pack at the moment, but they're getting it sorted.
Glasgow Kiss lapping the opposition jammer, so that's another 5. No, it's 4.
Scare Bear coming an absolute cropper with Dopamine. It's supposed to be working together, but actually on skates, guys.
Glasgow knocked out of bounds.
And the star pass has been affected, so Scare Bear is now the jammer for BCR.
Mental Minx off to the penalty box.
And that's the end of the jam. So NBR with a slight pack disadvantage moving into the next jam. BCR will be playing with the full deck. And NBR just one short. 9 minutes left to go in the first half. Score 63 for BCR. NBR chasing, not far behind on 48. Just 15 points in it. Not much at all.
Blitzkrieg jamming in the blue for Team Phoenix.
Rocket Man out the front for BCR. Picks up lead jammer.
Blitzkrieg trying to push the pack along. 7 of the blockers in that pack at that time. Blitzkrieg with this star off. But sneaks on past, all on her own.
Rocket Man, little apex leap through on the inside. Managed to avoid XL and picks up 4 points.
Blitzkrieg having some trouble getting the star back on the helmet. It's not worth anything if you can't see the star.
If it ain't on, no points for you. Interesting move here by BCR. They're content to put faith in their blockers as well as their jammer. Rocket Man very happy to continue points. XL also just trying to block her on the inside, but Rocket Man able to get through.
Blitzkrieg trying to get past that last blocker.
And does.
4 points for her trouble.
And 5 for BCR. So looking at the bench here for the direction, Benchy said, nope, you got one in the box here. You need to get that blocker out.
And that happens. I reckon she's going to hit it, then quit it. As you say, trust in the blockers there. Holding back Blitzkrieg.
Oh, boy.
That was...
That sounded
That could have been very problematic, couldn't it?
Yeah, Unforgiving Bunny is no lightweight when it comes to this. She's back up and back straight into the pack.
And that jam called to an end. A big one for the punk blockers.
Yeah, 25 points to 8. And some BCR love from the crowd here as well. 88 plays 56. And we have 6 minutes and a bit left to go in the first half. Some love on the YouTube for some individual skaters, Meanie and Glasgow. Thank you very much. I'm sure they'll love looking at all of this love later. Indeed, some love being shown to NBR fans as well.
And while the punk blockers are ahead a little, 32 points, the lead jammer status is actually being shared fairly evenly by the two teams. Six and a half minutes, a bit over 6.5 minutes left in this half. There are a couple of big jams there for the punk blockers.
They'll be looking for a bit more of that, just able to take advantage of holding on to a lead and using the clock at the same time.
Well, that last jam was a cracker for them, of course.
Mm.
Number 455, Rocket Mam, adding 25 points in one fell swoop.
Liz Fizz and Dopamine. Liz Fizz adopting that, what seems to be a customary low approach. Very long and lean, angular skater here, but gets right down, generating a lot of power from those legs as the whistle blows and goes straight into the back of the BCR punk blockers block. Oh, man. Actually so strong she actually forced Vixen to the ground. That's an unusual event.
And Liz Fields gets lead jammer status.
It's tiptoeing through the pack. Start pass has been affected for BCR. So it is now Scare Bear who is the jammer for them. Liz Fizz sees that the jammer is free, so decides, no, I'll just get my points and call. So an extra 3 points for NBR, but more importantly, holding the pump blockers to zip.
Closing the gap a little. 29 points the difference now.
Indeedy.
Booty on the jammer line for Team Phoenix. She is up against Necrophilia.
Whistle blows, here we go.
Brisbane
And a
City
little jammer on
Rollers.
jammer action.
Brisbane City Rollers brought the pack to Booty. But the packs have kind of swapped place.
Oh, nice inside move there. Booty keeping the skates in bounds. And it's the elite jammer.
Lucas working all on her own there, holding Necrophilia off away from the wall. But Necrophilia is through now for her initial pass.
Bench is clear, so we're back to 5 on 5.
Booty has the lead jammer status. Through the hits through.
Yeah, that was a nice block there from Regulator.
Both jammers unable to complete that pass at that time.
Bit of house cleaning going on.
Peppermint Crunch making some room.
Yeah, that was some nice blocking there for Peppermint Crunch. Nice stuff. And getting a bit of love in return from Lucas.
And there is a question about that hit from Necrophilia on the ground there. Seems unsure about that penalty. It did seem to be a late... Sorry, it wasn't a penalty. Necrophilia looking for a penalty for a late block.
And the referee's having a chat on turn 4 about this. Jim Peckable was signalling that he'd like to have a chat with the referees about what happened at the end of that jam. just making sure everyone is on the same page, but also making sure, did you see what I saw? Are you sure you saw it? Is there something that we should be able to give a penalty for or not? A lot of experience on the track over this long weekend, as you can imagine.
Some of it actually in roller derby as well. So there's the benefit there with these referees.
Yeah, we've got referees from all over Australia. We've got New Zealand refs. We've got international refs.
Now, technically, New Zealand is international.
Yeah, but, you know, they're almost part of us.
Truly international.
Truly international.
Even more international. Internationaler.
What is the most internationalist?
Goodness. Surely that would be a country I don't even know of.
Probably Greenland.
Oh,
They're a long way from here.
I'm pretty sure quite a large chunk of Greenland is Australian.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. It's a science thing.
A science thing?
We go and measure
Things?
pee of fish or something up there. I'm not sure. I was going to say polar bears, but I think that's the wrong way.
The glacial something or others?
Do you know what's not there?
Us.
PhysioFit. PhysioFit are in Adelaide. They are the Adelaides and the Radelaidis official physio provider. If you got aches and pains, go and see PhysioFit.
I got aches and pains.
PhysioFit,
I don't think they can
that's
help
who
me.
you need to go see.
Mine seems
You
to be
can talk to
located
them.
inside my skull.
It's your soul that's the problem.
I have a soul? Maybe that's my problem all along. Glasgow Kiss and Rocket Man lining up.
Well, no penalties were dealt out after that, so apparently not a late hit.
Okay, 5 seconds is the call. Let's get it on. Let's play some derby.
Glasgow Kiss on the jammer line. She's in the blue for Team Phoenix.
Rocket Man for BCR. Rocking the tartan and black.
Getting a bit of a hand from that blocker. And Rocket Man through on the inside line, lead jammer.
Makes it look effortless as she cruises around. Off to get some points.
Very large
Lot of
forearm count. Call.
Nice step through on the inside. Picks up the points.
Rocket Man waiting to call that jam off. There it is.
Sadly for Rocket Man and BCR, their pivot is now in the bin. So a call at the end of the jam will leave them one short.
That was Rocket Man's 5th lead jammer status out of the 7 jams that she has done.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, 5 for 7. I'd work it as a percentage if I could do maths.
I would too, but I'm not going to.
Neither of us.
Nope. It's a bit, and it's quite a lot.
Oh, you know, it's 10 over 14.
Dopamine and Blitzkrieg Bomb. The whistle had blown, but they were just leaning on each other, just trying for some sort of advantage. That didn't work out, so now they're trying the old-fashioned way by skating.
I've seen it before, and Dopamine...
Oh,
I thought
Dopamine
Dopamine
cleaned
was
up
like
on the inside.
I thought she was going to pirouette her way through, but instead finding the floor. Star is off, but through on a big gap.
I think that was Unforgiving Bunny with the... oh, no, it wasn't. It was Squeals with the big hit on Dopamine. So
Rather
she's sitting
loud,
down.
wasn't it?
Comes to an end of the next jam. It's points for everybody.
Everybody gets points.
So score at the moment 99 for the Punk Blockers. Team Phoenix on 67.
Only 1 minute and 42 seconds left in this half.
Get some nice love on the YouTube. Great to have you join us from Brisbane or wherever you are supporting your teams. You little beauty. Thank you. Necrophilia up the outside of the line like a rat up a tram pipe. She is through. Got time
Liz.
for another jam.
Liz is unable to complete her initial pass just yet. That wall just reforming around her. They like the Terminator.
That's actually really nice from NBR.
Liz Fierce finally through on her initial pass. That killed 28 seconds.
Yep. Bloody Laces doing the great blocking on the inside line for NBR on that one. That was really, really good. Jam comes to an end. We've got time for one more jam. 40 seconds left on the clock in the first half. If you're joining us, do not go anywhere because there is more action coming your way. We're going to have semi-finals coming up next. Div 1 semi-finals followed by Div 2 semis. So track 1 is going to have a whole bunch of goodies for you. Rocket Man up against Booty.
Yeah, just having a rest before the jam there, just by letting Booty take all the weight.
It's one way to do it, I guess. Rocket Man through, but not
nearly
quite.
paid off.
Nearly.
Having to go all the way back behind Gemicide. Hope you saw that one, Gillian.
Ooh, nice work. Recycled, weaved away through the pack and picks up lead jammer. Rocket Man. That's an absolute masterclass of jamming right there.
Petey just having to go backwards and forwards, but the big cuddle technique knocking her out of bounds. Penalty given there to the BCR pivot.
Looks like Regulator perhaps has got an issue with one knee pad. That's dangling.
Scarebear nearly taking out the referee, appalling.
Yep, so that kneecap has hit the sidelines. And a star pass been affected, so NBR now with the star adorning the wonderful skull of Squeals. Rocket Man, meantime, just racking up the points. Very content to let this jam play out. We're on the jam clock, period clock having expired some time ago.
Only 25 seconds left, though.
Four more points for BCR. But it's also 4 points for NBR. Squeals picking up some points and hearing it from a bench. And a sneaky point as well. Good on you. Having come to the end of the first half, it is the Punk Blockers on 113, Team Phoenix on 73. So we are going to go and take a bit of a break. What do you reckon?
Oh, I reckon 10.
All right. Let's take a 10.
Oh, no, let's not take a break. Let's take an official review instead.
Oh! What's all that about then? Mad Mel's going to check it all out. And we'll see what's going on. But it's been called by NBR. And the benchy is very animated at the moment. So we'll see what that was all about in just a moment. Very interesting to see the very late use of the official review. It must have been something quite serious. The half was well and truly over. The official review has been given and the referees are going to have a chat about it. And it looks like one of the, so the head ref just coming over, just clarifying a small point. And they're into their huddle for the chat. It's a shame we don't have a radio mic. It'd be nice to be able to hear exactly from Mel what was going on. So yes, 5 tracks of roller derby being put on at the Great Southern Slam, 4 with streaming. So certainly most of the games being recorded for posterity, so you can catch up with all the action on this YouTube channel at your leisure. There's certainly hours and hours and many wonderful games of derby being shared. Some really close games being fought over this weekend already, and some really exciting derby. So if you've got some spare time, you can certainly enjoy a lot of derby action. The head ref is now giving the decision, so we'll just see what that was about. Bit of head nodding going on, so the decision has been given and affected. And now an official review has been called by BCR. So I don't know if that's an official review of the official review, or perhaps there's another point of view on an event that they are querying. So this could get quite technical as well. But now it is Scare Bear of BCR relaying what was happening in that last jam that was worthy reviewing. What's going on, Mel? Tell us the story. What's going on?
That was a mash of action on that one particular hit. The first official review was from
From NBR, yeah.
From NBR,
yeah,
saying that the pivot turned jammer caught a low block. The referees came back and said nobody's certain with what they saw. They saw the jammer fall, the pivot come jammer fall, but they weren't sure what led to that, so they won't call a penalty on something that they aren't absolutely certain happened.
Yes.
So that review was lost. Then the BCR called an official review on that same play,
right,
saying that when that player went down, she had 1 foot out, and then she came back up on her feet, didn't re-enter behind one of the blockers that had superior position. So they're calling for a track cut on that.
Righty. So maybe I should go and listen for the decision. What do you reckon?
I think so.
All right, my turn.
In the meantime, I'm going to try and see if we can get the camera and stuff working. I am absolutely unsure as to whether you can hear me or not. Could very well be just talking to myself. I'll take this opportunity to tell you about AJS Lighting Sound Events. Thank you to AJS for the supply of AV equipment. They have sales, hire and installation of audio, visual and lighting systems for all commercial and domestic applications, including corporate functions and conferences. That is AJS Lighting Sound Events.
All right, so very quickly, they both lost.
Right.
So
Wonderful.
after all of that drama, after all of that, it's the end of the half.
A lot of business.
Nothing's changed. They both lost their official review, and I want to have a break.
We'll see you back here in about 10 minutes.
Really, just a beautiful pirouette through 4 points.
Thank you for your patience watching at home. We do have a couple of little technical difficulties. As you can imagine, 4 tracks running, YouTube for 7 games each. Probably back now.
So at the end of that jam, 84 to Team Phoenix, and 19 points on that jam sees BCR through to a nice handy lead, 154 points for them. So it's an even 70 points now.
Official timeout called. Referees seem to be doing a lot of conferring.
Thanks a lot, Slapper. You are an absolute ledge.
Yeah, thank you to you folks at home. We appreciate your patience, and we also appreciate you letting us know when it isn't working, because we don't notice. There's just a bit of a small green line that pops up and down.
And we think it works.
We could have swore it was working. Would have happily just kept talking. You got to...
We're probably happy to keep talking most days, but
Pretty
you know,
much.
it's important that we're getting through to you, so thank you so much for your input and feedback. We do appreciate it heaps.
Still a couple more games left today.
Yep, semi-final action coming up next, Div 1. I have seen Adelaide Roller Derby warm up on the warm-up track next to us.
I saw the VRDL were warming up as well.
That's right, VRDL are playing on track 2 in the next game. So I'm not sure who they're playing.
Many people.
So many people behind us on the warm-up tracks. I'm sure it's all being uploaded on the website as well. So please check out our TGSS2018 website. As soon as we know the news, we put it up there.
All right, jammers are ready to go again. 23 minutes left in the game. Rocket Man driven to the outside, but just locked down there.
And a cut track penalty assessed against a Blitzkrieg bomb, so that hands the power jam straight over to BCR. It's not what NBR needed right now. They're trying to effect that comeback.
And a track cut dealt to Rocket Man as well.
Ooh.
That'll be a swap in the penalty box.
Yep. And indeed, Blitzkrieg bomb back on track. I'm not sure she's got her initial though, so she might need to go through the pack again.
And if she hasn't completed her initial, does that make her eligible to get lead? Oh no, because Rocket Man got lead. So yep. And but no, Kate Leach, we don't know what the very serious timeout was about.
Well, it was about us getting the sound back on, which we have.
Very possibly. There is a panty on the ground. It is the Team Phoenix star.
That's right, sitting on the ground.
Nobody can pick it up other than the jammer, who didn't seem to realise that they didn't have it anymore.
Yep, so now it's being picked up and put back on, so let's see if we can get some points on. Keep the NBR fans at home happy. Oh, nice arm whip there. That's number 2, Bloody Laces. Just absolutely grabbed the arm of her jam, almost wrenched it out of the socket. That's how you do an arm whip, kids. Blitzkrieg bomb whizzing around the outside. Nice step through on the inside for a nice full point
pass.
Yeah, 4-point pass. Nice. End of the jam. So at the end of all that, the honours go with Team Phoenix. 8 points to 4, 92. Chasing down 157. Some high fives on the NBR bench as well, and smiles.
65 points the difference, so
yeah,
they are closing the gap.
Yeah, maybe they can sense a change of momentum out there as well. They're feeling it, perhaps.
20 minutes left in this game, so plenty of time for them to actually catch up and win.
Yep, timeout called, and it looks like it's an official's timeout.
Let's see if this is another very serious-looking timeout, Kate Leach.
And it looks like a lot of officials heading across here, so this is quite interesting. Penalty box manager heading across as well. So that's the end of that input. Hopefully everything's all right. I'm sure it is. The officials often take this time just to make sure that everyone's on the same page.
All right, referee's getting back into position.
Liz Fizz, yep, go on.
I was just going to say necrophilia on the jammer line for BCR. Going in backwards. We've seen this once before.
Yeah, a lot of jammer on jammer action even before the whistle's blown here. So
necrophilia going back for the hit on Liz Fizz. Someone called for a multiplayer.
It is a cut track against necrophilia, so power jam to NBR, exactly what they needed.
So the statistics on that, 2 for 2. Jammer facing the opposite direction, 2 for 2, not working.
No, don't do it.
Don't do it, 100%.
You're better off offering her a hot dog.
I could go a hot dog right now.
I'm not sure the hot dog is a legal move in Derby, but I'm willing to give it a go, given how good
it's a delicious go.
Yep. Maybe with mustard.
Mustard definitely making it an illegal play.
Oh boy, a bit of a pile-up over on turn number 2. Liz Fizz just got one more blocker to get through. Those shoulders are churning, and she is through for a scoring pass. 5 points.
Necrophilia back on the track, stashing the star in the hand, managing to beat all of the blockers, completing her initial pass. Liz Fizz through for her scoring pass.
Calls it off. Yep.
10 big points added to the Phoenix's score. No, not 10. That would be silly. That would be 15.
15 points?
Not 10.
So that brings Team Phoenix over the 100. 107 chasing down the pump blockers, 153. It is now a 47-point game. Or thereabouts. 46-point game even.
Well, they'd want to get 47 to be one ahead, wouldn't they?
They want 47.
They want 47.
Who
doesn't?
Well, if you're a jammer, you'd really want 47 points in one jam, surely.
I think so.
I think it's only fair.
Seems fair.
Yep. Well, who are you going to give it to? I'm going to give it to Glasgow Kiss. She can get those points.
47?
Yeah.
Easy.
I mean, her number's 96. I don't think 96 is quite attainable in a single jam, but maybe 47.
Definitely 47.
Yeah. Another official's timeout at this juncture of the game. The penalty box is currently empty, so we will be back with 5-on-5 Derby when they decide to get things underway.
Thank you so much to Rydell. They have been providing innovative leadership in the roller skating industry for over 7 years. Rydell Skates are unmatched in quality and unmatched in performance. Thank you so much to Rydell Skates for being our sponsor.
I think the word has got out that Adelaide Roller Derby are going to play here next. There's a number of people sporting red and black starting to fill up the bleachers here on track 1.
Bringing the warmth with them.
And big jazz hands from the NBR squad. Maybe a wave to everyone back home. Adelaide Roller Derby currently warming up on the practice track behind us, as is Canberra Roller Derby, and it may be Sydney as well. It's a team in all black. But definitely Canberra Roller Derby warming up behind us as well. So these teams getting set for Div 1 semi-final action. I wonder who they're all going to play. I don't know. This is exciting.
That is Sun State in behind us in
Sun
the black.
State. Okay,
yeah.
so Sun State, Canberra, Adelaide, Victoria.
Yeah.
That is your semi-final teams. And I think it's going to be Sun State v Victoria.
Yeah, right. Not Canberra?
No, so it could be Canberra, Adelaide.
Adelaides.
Ooh.
Well, that's a cracker pair of games, really, isn't it?
Exactly. Sun State is certainly looking to get revenge for the last TGSS, where they were knocked out before the final.
Yeah.
And Victoria sending their B team across this time around. B team certainly no slouches. but it's better than trying to take on the All-Stars.
I quite enjoyed seeing the All-Stars here.
Yeah,
They've
well, they'll
been
be
here
here
to do-
tomorrow.
They've been here to do some coaching and stuff, but
Mm.
they've also been here to mind their merch table, allowing the Bs and the Cs the opportunity of enjoying the tournament as well.
Yep, and they've also brought the Hydra with them as well. So
Show-offs.
I know what they've been allowing us plebs to hold it. So
Yeah, right.
thank you very much to Victoria for sharing the love with the people of Australia. It's like a grand victory tour almost, and why not? It's a
pretty
big
good
thing.
victory lap, isn't
Yeah,
it?
and well deserved as well. All right, the rolling whistle signals the end of the officials' timeout. We have no idea what that was about.
No, Dopamine is up against
Glasgow Kiss.
Glasgow Kiss, that's
Yep,
right.
Yep.
BCR does have one in the bin. Gillian, thank you very much. Glasgow Kiss with the...
Oh, boy. And that is not a good thing. So, yeah, Thunderpuss taking a roll on the outside and just escorting herself off the track. Not a happy chappy.
That jam called off.
Yep, called off very quickly by the refs. We are getting some first aid attention across to the BCR bin. We will also try and relay, hopefully, an update soon about what the situation is. But that was very quick. Thunderpuss just rolling over and getting off the track as quickly as possible.
So both teams will reform.
Yep, and basically unchanged. So Glasgow Kiss up against Dopamine.
Team Phoenix reforming up the front. Dopamine trying to go in backwards again. Glasgow Kiss working her way through.
Yeah, she's trying that unconventional through the middle of the pack approach.
I've seen it before, and it certainly worked this time.
So, Dopamine is not lead jammer.
And that means Glasgow Kiss gets to call that jam off. No point wasting time.
And a Northern Brisbane roller now hits the deck. Okay.
She's suffering from a bad case of the giggles now, though.
Well, that's good.
Medics can't help you with that.
Well, they can, but, you know, it might be illegal. Certainly immoral. Maybe unethical.
Maybe.
All right, so Rocket Man doing the big run-up. Booty stalking her on the jam line, but it getting trapped by the BCR tripod.
48 points in it.
Booty now, yeah, go on at the back.
Lead jammer is with BCR, though.
Inside-outside move from Rocket Man, but getting ensnared on the outside. Opens up an inside lane on the apex and gets through for more points until she gets pinged for a penalty. So that is the end of Rocket Man for that particular pass. And also being joined by her pivot. So a bit of BCR attention in the penalty box at the moment.
Rocket Man third track cut penalty for the game.
Squeals has picked up the jammer helmet cover in a star pass, so she's picking it
excuses
up.
her way through the pack there. Just,
Yeah.
oh, excuse me, I'm coming through.
Everyone's like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, too
And
late.
yeah,
Yeah.
no problem. You asked so politely, why not?
Let's see what happens with the... Will the same trick work twice? The answer is no.
No, actually.
BCR wise to her ways.
Just that one blocker out the front, giving lots of interference.
Rocket Man back on track, trying to get through.
5-point pass there for Team Phoenix.
This is awesome for Team Phoenix. This is exactly what they needed. Pump blockers being held to 153, but Team Phoenix just edging up 5 points at a time.
You all at home cheering on Squeals. It's a pretty big effort. Squeals doing well in the pivot position, this is her 5th star pass and clocking up some serious points.
And another 4 just to finish it off. So that is a 14-point jam. 6 points to BCR though. So they're on Northern Brisbane are on 121. 159 for the pump blockers. So it's still about 40 points. 160 to 121. So yeah, 39 points. Still plenty of time.
Absolutely.
14 minutes left to go in this game.
Nobody's going to be letting up anytime soon.
Oh gosh, no. Necrophilia up against Blitzkrieg Bomb. Nice final hit there by Scarebear to send Blitzkrieg to the outside. And Met again on the inside. Just shutting the door with that tripod.
Yeah, but the tripod just spinning around and re-consuming her.
Yeah, it's a really amazing bit of defense here from BCR.
40 seconds into the jam. No one through yet.
Nope, no one through.
45 seconds that took for Blitzkrieg to get lead jammer status.
Now that was interesting because one of the blockers went forward to do some O, leaving 2 wall behind on Blitzkrieg Bomb. But Blitzkrieg Bomb able to take advantage of that one less blocker at the back.
And BCR only just through now. That took 1 minute and 2 seconds to get through.
Call off. 2 more points.
That was a hard-fought 2 points.
It was, but that just enables NBR to edge just that little bit closer. 37 points in it. That's less than 2 power jams.
Indeed.
Timeout called. And it's called by the punk blockers. Maybe they are sensing that momentum shift here. They are wanting to.
That.
Yeah, they don't want any of that at all.
Thank you to AJS Lighting Sound Events. They are the supplier of all of our audio-visual equipment. They have sales, hire and installation of audio-visual and lighting systems for all your commercial and domestic applications, including corporate functions and conferences. They are AJS Lighting Sound Events.
Certainly very much a part of the Adelaide scene in roller derby. They've been contributing here for quite a bit of time, and we are very grateful for their input and as well as their help in getting all the AV gear set up for the roller derby events here in Adelaide.
It is pretty easy to use the equipment. They mostly seem to work very smoothly. Of course, there's always hiccups when you try to do a stream.
Well, given the amount of technology that's around us just
on
this track.
Yeah, and then you duplicate it 5 times.
Exactly. So it's been good to have their help, and of course Slapper and the team here keeping things going as well. All right, we're going to get it on. It's Rockamam and Liz Fizz. Liz Fizz just in that low position, getting a little airborne on the way through. You'd need to watch that as a jammer. You can't hit a blocker airborne. It's considered a dangerous move, so you've got to be careful how you time that sort of thing. Lisford seems to have it down, though, at the moment. She is the lead jammer.
And she celebrated with, like, thumbs up as she skated around as well.
2 of them, I reckon.
2 thumbs up.
Liz Fizz, nice little do-si-do.
No thumbs this time, though. It's head down, 5 points up.
All right, let's see what they can do. Not the star pass. No, Rocket Mam just doing the
popping it back
conceal on. And off they go. And instead it's the end of the jam. So no points to the punk blockers. And 8 to NBR. So they're on 131 now. 29 points in it.
And Gillian just with an opinion that actually not airborne, just really freaking tall.
She is tall, but I definitely saw some air between the bottom of the skates and the concrete. You gotta be careful. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Necrophilia
Glasgow
jamming.
Kiss.
Big hit, wasn't it?
So Glasgow Kiss straight through the pack. That was awesome. She's really starting to show her stripes here in the second half here. She's been really dominant in the jammer position. Yeah.
Glasgow Kiss up on the toe stops.
BCR just finding it a bit harder to get through. They really had NBR's number in the first half, but this half it's becoming harder and harder. Yeah, it really has shifted. And you can see that excitement on the bench. There's a lot more animation on the NBR side over here right in front of us.
Both jammers are through. The pack is running away.
Yep, speed is on.
They're maintaining half a track distance. Glasgow Kiss trying to close it in. This is going to make the jammers awfully tired, and bear in mind whoever wins this game still has another game to play.
Yep, she's decided she's had enough. So that's the end of that one. So a 5-4 advantage to Team Phoenix, 136, plays 164.
So definitely closing it in. That is only 28 points the difference. 10 minutes, 28 points, easy.
Anything can happen. All it takes is one jam and the whole game can shift. Booty up against Dopamine. And a timeout called. Everyone just leapt
it was
up.
a scramble, wasn't it?
But nope, officials need to be on top of it all. And so they're having a quick chat. Just a quick shout out to Adelaide Roller Derby while we're here. They are the hosts of this event. It takes about a year to put a Great Southern Slam together. And when you're a bunch of volunteers trying to run your own league, as well as a huge event like this, the largest roller derby event in the world. Just saying, it is the biggest tournament. 48 teams.
That's big.
That is big. Takes a lot of effort. So we want to just do a special shout out to Adelaide Roller Derby. All the volunteers here over the weekend, as well as participating in their own games. It's been huge. So big kudos, shout out, and thanks to ADRD.
It's a pretty fun tournament too.
Yeah.
They keep it simple.
It's all about the derby.
I quite enjoy it.
Yeah. I'll keep coming back, considering, I live down the street, but that's beside the point. Now, awesome tournaments being run around this fine country of ours. If you are interstate, check them out, as well as your local leagues as well. Booty up against Dopamine. A bit of just rolling around the back of the track. It's a bit of jammer on jammer combined with some defense here from their own blockers.
Well, Booty drawing the BCR blockers towards her, of course, and Dopamine trying to get through behind her. But now the packs have separated. We've got Peppermint Crunch offering assistance in both packs.
It's Booty around the outside.
No, track cut.
Just catching that outside line. It is absolute millimeters in it.
Dopamine managing to be held back. It took her like 40 seconds to get through to complete her initial pass.
But they are in the lead at the moment, so the clock working with them as well as getting some more points. So they're looking to combine this for a double whammy in this jam. I agree. Yay for Derby.
Yay for Derby.
Derby is good.
Dopamine going in backwards, trying to get the hips past the players. High block being dealt to one of the NBR blockers.
Yeah, and clutching her thigh as she came off as well. So maybe a bit of a hit on the way through. But what's a cork thigh between friends, I ask? Dopamine is through.
And Booty is through as well with a little jump.
Crowd starting to build, or continuing to build, I should say. There's more people coming in.
Starting to be a sea of purple pillows.
Dopamine, another scoring pass completed. Booty stuck at the back as the jam comes to a halt. So 3 points for NBR, but more importantly, 15 points for BCR. Have they managed to stem that tide? They're on 175. Team Phoenix 139. It is a 46-point lead.
Yeah, only 8 minutes to go. Both teams with enough timeouts to be able to take some edge off any momentum that is being built.
And they both haven't used their official review in this half yet either, so they can take their time trying to get
and take a bit of a risk on an
Yeah.
official review as well.
You never know.
And just in answer to your question, Paul, the Div 3 games are being streamed. There are 5 tracks for this tournament. There are 4 tracks that are being streamed.
Yep, so
Definitely track 1 and 2 are streaming live.
Yep.
Hopefully 3 and 4 as well.
3 and 4 are also being streamed live as well. The track 5 is mostly being used for challenge bouts, and certainly at this juncture of the tournament, that's what's happening. Star Pass trying to be given off by Blitzkrieg Bomb.
Star was dropped, picked up by the pivot, handed back to the jammer, who then handed it back to the pivot.
That's pretty good. There were a lot of blockers in the way, so...
long hands and a pair of barbecue tongs.
Yep.
Helping them out.
Bloody Laces is now the jammer for NBR. Rocket Man, just slipping over, trying to get off the track, so to yield after being forced to the inside, calls it off. And points for NBR. So 3 each. So that was a big jam for a whole bunch of even Steven. Bloody Laces also coming into the team area a bit warm as well. Nearly took out a chair.
And as it gets a little bit colder outside, it's certainly getting colder inside the pavilion, and that's going to start to affect the surface of the track. It will get a little bit more slippery as some condensation starts to land.
Necrophilia trying to work that inside line, but nice effective defense here from NBR. She's still stuck at the back of the pack. Lizvez also in the middle, trying to work it out, bit of side to side, trying to get past Kimbakazi in there. Seeing what's going on, saying nope. Regulator also in there for the BCR.
And we see BCR busting on through on the outside. That gives Nick the lead jammer status.
Oh, mate, this is fast and furious action, even now at this late juncture of the game. A lot of bodies getting thrown around inside that pack. Lizvez just trying to find a way through, but BCR just keep coming back again and again. They've got managed to get a 3-wall in front of her, right at the front of the pack. She is finally through, though. Necrophilia just getting a little bit of love from Lizvez.
Nothing called there. Waiting for the jam to be called off.
Yep, she's like, I'm lead jammer, dude. You can hit me all you like. I'll just call it off just like that. What did that get you? Nothing.
Nothing. Got me 1 point.
So there, yeah. 142 plays 182. We can do the math. It's 40 points.
That's a lot of points.
But it is 5 minutes left to go.
It's been pretty level pegging in terms of which team has been getting lead jammer.
Yep.
I guess that's indicated by a relatively close scoreboard.
Glasgow Kiss through on the inside has picked up lead jammer, so NBR, here's their chance. Rocketman is the other jammer though. She is through, hearing some love from the BCR fans in front of her. And so the jam comes to an end with a single solitary point being called. So I think if you're a BCR fan, you might be quite happy with that.
You certainly would be. 39 points the difference. 4 minutes left.
Timeout has been called. So it's given out to Northern Brisbane. So that is their first team timeout. They've saved them pretty well, so they've still got 2 more after this one. BCR only have 1 more timeout left.
I'm not expecting they would use those 2.
So teams just enjoying the break by the looks of it. The benchy for NBR just having a chat with one of the skaters. That would be Marilyn Monroe. So Marilyn Monroe wearing the captain's armband here. So just having a bit of a natter. But not too much tactics being discussed with teams on the track at this juncture. Booty up against Necrophilia for the start of the next jam.
Necrophilia bumped out of bounds a little bit.
Yeah, that's
interference
solid.
Back behind the jammer line.
Yeah, that was Lucas doing the damage there. Getting pinged for a penalty, but maybe just enough to upset Necrophilia.
Not really.
No, I'd say no.
Skipping through to lead jam of status. That's 16 leads for BCR versus 10 for NBR.
There you go. Oh, chase down on the outside of the track.
And a track cut.
It's a forearm.
A forearm, right?
Yep, so Necrophilia getting pinged for a forearm. So I think that was around turn 1 where the NBR player went down as a result of that. So the long way around for Necrophilia, that takes up a lot of time when she's not on track scoring points. Is
Booty
it
with
enough?
The smooth star pass. That was a good deal of secret squirrel happening there.
Squeals with the jammer helmet cover on now. And a whistle, so that is a back block by the looks. Yep, back block, so it is 2 jammers off, 1 jammer back on as Necrophilia makes her way back on and is going through for a scoring pass, I do believe. Yes, it is a scoring pass, so the pendulum has swung back in the way of the punk blockers. Oh boy.
Big high hit.
That was Peppermint Crunch coming through. XL trying to stop Necrophilia but cannot. Jam comes to an end.
5 added for that one. That's 10 overall for that jam.
So a timeout called by NBR. You have to start to feel that perhaps the clock is starting to get the best of NBR.
I feel likely to be 3 more jams.
Quite possibly, and with the timeouts that they have in hand. But have BCR done enough here? And we have an official review. So the official review going to NBR as well. So that is an intriguing development. Melodrama going over to have a listen and to see what's going on. But with it all to play for here, a spot in the semi-finals up for grabs. It is definitely all on the line. Just quickly run through our major sponsors. We want to say thank you to the Wayville Showgrounds, Rydell Skates, AJ's Venue Systems, and of course PhysioFit SA. Thanks, guys. Can't do a TGSS without sponsors, and we do appreciate your support. Adelaide's just warming up behind us. They are all set to go for the semi-final coming up next on track 1. The referees for that bout also warming up on the practice track. Melodrama coming back across to relay the result, or the query, as it were, of the official review. What have we got?
Wow. Team Phoenix feel that one of the players from BCR, I didn't actually catch who it was, stepped off the track to avoid a block, and they would like a skating out of bounds penalty to be issued.
All right.
We shall wait and see.
And it's now an official review to BCR.
So I suspect that means
something else is going on. Let's go.
I suspect that means that the first official review was not successful. It's the second time, of course, that we've seen the exchange of official reviews. Gives us a fabulous opportunity to check out Pants' onesie, of course. Sunday being traditionally the onesie Sunday day of TGSS. Thank you for joining us for this tournament. There is still a full day of competition left, as well as I think 2 more games today. 2 sets of games rather. And thank you so much to Adelaide Showground for providing us this wonderful venue to hold such a brilliant tournament.
We should be coordinating on our sponsor reads as well.
We should be.
But we are.
Did you just do Adelaide?
Yeah, I did it all. But that's okay. The BCR are now seeking a Star Pass violation against the Blue Jammer on the last the last pass there. So they're claiming that it was she was straddling in and out of bounds. And judging by the result of that, it is a 2 thumbs down.
Yeah, it's very dramatic there from Jim Peckleby.
It was.
But this
match has started to invite a little bit of drama. So both official reviews have been lost. And so now 143 plays 192, NBR versus BCR. A spot in the semi-finals up for grabs in Division 2. And we have Derby.
Blitzkrieg Bomb jamming for NBR.
And Rocketman for BCR.
Blitzkrieg looking for the inside line, but denied.
Similar with Rocketman, she is just stuck on that apex, trying to stay in bounds.
Nothing fancy to be done, but Blitzkrieg Bomb through the inside line.
Blitzkrieg Bomb comes up with lead jammer, though. This is exactly what NBR need. Keep the love coming on the YouTube feed. We are loving this.
Rocketman being driven back to turn 1. Blitzkrieg Bomb recycled as well.
BCR just maybe doing enough to keep Blitzkrieg Bomb from scoring points. She is called off the jam. She can't get through that defensive wall. 3 points and a timeout. Timeout being called by NBR, so they are using their second timeout at this juncture. 146 playing 192.
I'm guessing they're going to be keeping that last one spare to try to draw an extra jam on the very last minute.
Could be. It could come down to it. It could come down to the last few seconds.
Points differential now of, what is that, 46 points? It is, isn't it? Just over a minute and 15 seconds left in this game.
I'd like to take a little umbrage with Gillian Matthews in there. It's not really when you're travelling interstate to play. Well, you are playing a local league, I guess, but yes, it's different being tournament play, like big tournament play, like a Great Southern Slam. It's a different vibe. It's a different energy.
Yeah. This is not the only game they played as well. There have been plenty of other games that have been played. Lots of opportunities for each team. Each team playing a minimum of 2 games.
Absolutely.
Through the tournament.
Yep. And even for those teams that have only played 2 games, they didn't progress to the finals. They've been sticking around to watch some of this top-level action.
Yeah, and lots of opportunities for other players as well in the potluck, the challenge bouts.
Absolutely. So at the moment, BCR has lead jammer Necrophilia Liz Fizz in front though, but Necrophilia with the chance to just chew up the seconds off the clock.
She's going a little bit slowly.
Yep, she's just keeping an eye on things.
She's going to stop and have a little break. Running down that clock.
She's just there going, no, I want to keep the clock going. She's keeping an eye on it all. Happy to let Liz Fizz get some more points.
Even if Liz Fizz laps her and scores another 5 points, it's not going to be enough for her.
Faked a jammer. Faked a jammer on jammer. Liz Fizz appreciating the humour, but seriously for her, she knows that she's got a lot of points to score. Necrophilia saying to her blockers, no, you got to stop her. I don't want her to just keep going around and around. Here we are.
And the period clock is done.
So well played to Necrophilia there, understanding the clock was going to come to her advantage.
Yeah, the no-play tactic being used there.
So well played to BCR. The punt blockers through to the semi-finals. Commiserations to Team Phoenix from Northern Brisbane. They certainly gave their all.
Yeah, they did, and it was an entertaining game to watch.
A lot of tactics coming into play towards the end.
Those official reviews, one after the other, they were quite punchy as well.
Yep. So I want to say a big shout out. Thanks to NBR. Well done. Your quarter finalists at the Great Southern Slam for 2018.
And thank you also to Northern Brisbane Rollers Team Phoenix.
Yeah, they are
Put up
fantastic.
a pretty great fight. And my name is Melodrama.
My name is Pants. Thank you.